Today's Every Minute on the Minute is all about power and flexibility. We are going to access power on our front body by exhibiting flexibility on our back body. This also has to do a lot with the all or nothing mindset. Are you going to go all in and set impossible standards for yourself? Or are you going to find the area where you thrive? And that's the in-between. And all it takes is getting started, exploring where you are today, and deciding where you're going to go next. So let's drop the all or nothing thinking and go ahead and get into one of my favorite workouts that I've ever written that accesses the entire body all in a matter of 4 minutes. So here we go. Every minute on the minute, we're going to switch the movement that we're doing. And the first one that's available to you today, simple one, is sit-ups. The second one that we're going to do is called a hang power snatch, and we're going to do it per side. And then we're going to do overhead squats, which is, again, one of my favorite things to access in our bodies because it's really a full body workout that requires a lot of strength and stability. And then finally, we're going to do max out on some cardiovascular work and then take it back up to the top. So here we go. First things first, we're going to do sit-ups. Now, I always offer a lot of different variations for sit-ups, but there's something called an ab mat sit-up. And now, if you don't have one of these at home, it is called an ab mat, and it helps your back go into full extension so that you can lengthen the back and then engage the front body, and you have more space to come up. If you've ever been to a gym and you've been on one of those machines, then you know what I'm talking about, where you sit into it, you stand and you lean over, and then you engage your back body to come up, and then you do the same thing on the other side. So this mimics that a little bit. You're going to go ahead and get your ab mat. You can just Google this and buy it on Amazon if you want to. You can also do it without, no problem. First minute ab mat sit-ups. We shove it down underneath of our bottoms, and you butterfly your legs out. So the soles of my feet come to touching, my knees are outward. I'm going to allow my body to come down onto the top of the ab mat, and I'm going to lift my arms overhead. So my back is in full extension, and then engage my abs and come forward and touch the soles of my feet and come back. Extension, and then back forward. Now for some people, this can cause a little bit of discomfort in the back, especially if you're new to it. Most of the time, we're used to hunching over in our chairs and to not going into a little bit of a back bend. So take it nice and slow, or do a couple, and you can certainly remove the ab mat from underneath of you, and you can keep your legs in this position, and you can engage sit-ups in this way. Breathing out every time you come in to touch the soles of your feet. Always an option, of course, to just break it down into crunches in this minute or into sit-ups. So go ahead and take the variation that you want for that first minute. Second minute, we are going to do what's called a hang power snatch. Now it has 3 parts to this movement. We've got the hang part, the power part, and the snatch part overhead. This is a way of getting to the end of a movement quickly without stopping on the in-between and getting all caught up in the details that are happening. So I want you to focus on the form that you have in the beginning and where you're going to end up, okay? So we are doing this per side. We're going to take the dumbbell, we're going to allow it to come to our midline, and then we're going to bend in the knees as if we're coming into a deadlift. And so what that looks like is that our tailbone is going to reach back. We have a slight bend in our knees, and I'm keeping the dumbbell super close to my body and in my midline. What's going to happen is that I'm going to draw the weight up my midline, and I have belly button to spine here, up past my chin, and then I'm going to catch it overhead in a squat and then extend. So nice and slow, this is what it looks like. Dumbbell in front of my body, draw it up past my hips, catch it overhead. So the hang is here, I'm hanging, hips back behind me, dumbbell relaxed in the center of my body, hanging here, eye line facing forward so my back is nice and flat, using my strength to draw it up by shrugging my shoulder. The shrug in the shoulder, look how much height I get in the dumbbell when I do that. Shrug. It comes all the way up to my hips already. It's from this point where I'm allowing my body to come underneath of the weight as it comes over my head. So I'm here, here, and come underneath of it and reach through the dumbbell overhead. Here's the hang, here's the power, here's the snatch. Snatching it overhead as if you're taking something away from someone. You don't think about what's happening in the in-between. You immediately take it from them and it's yours. So I want you to snatch that today. Hang, snatch overhead. Hang, draw it up, and you arrive there. Arrive and push into your strength. There's your power. Here I am. I'm gonna arrive in the power over my head. You do that for 30 seconds and switch sides. Hang, overhead. Hang, overhead. Hang, shrug, weight is overhead. I am powerful and flexible. Feeling the power in your stance as you stand up, extend through the hips and push through that dumbbell. The next movement that you're going to be doing is an overhead squat. So where you end up in the snatch is where you're going to start for the overhead squat. Here we go. Minute 3, feet hip distance apart, hand pushing into the dumbbell up towards the ceiling, hips drop back, lower lumbar curve maintained, bicep close to ear, arm moving backwards, allowing it to drop into the shoulder socket and then pushing up through. Booty moves back, here I am ready for my squat. Now I can go down half. We're doing this for a minute, right? So I might count out for myself 3, 4, maybe 5. And then I'm going to switch. Put the dumbbell in my hand, bring it up above my head, push through, feet hips distance apart, drop my butt back, lower lumbar curve, weight in my heels, ready for my overhead squat. Push through the dumbbell, coming up overhead. Now you might feel strong enough to drop all the way down. Takes a lot of strength to come up, takes more time, but you're accessing power in your body over and over again to teach yourself you can do hard things. So let's see what that looks like on the other side. Overhead squat, butt moves back behind me, down, down, heels stay on the floor. How do I do that? I move my butt back, sit in the chair, come on up. If your arm comes forward, your weight is too heavy or you're not allowing your shoulder to move back behind you and pushing into the weight. All my strength in my side body is working for this dumbbell to be overhead, shoulder, hip, foot. Coming down, 1, 2, 3, cha! Up, power, okay? Let's do it again from the other side. Setting the timer for yourself, and we just get as many done in a minute that feels good in our bodies. Ready? Down, ha, and up. Down, ha, and up. Overhead squat. Next and final movement is just going to be your cardio choice. We're going to jog it out, and we're going to get that strength we just invited into our body to disperse through and to feel good. So once you're finished with that 3rd minute and you're on to your next, you pick anything available to you. We tend to get stuck in the details, stuck on, oh, what is it I'm going to do? It doesn't matter. Whatever you choose, you can always choose something else. Don't get stuck in what it is exactly. Just take action that feels good and decide if you want to change it. It's for 1 minute. So you watch your timer, you check it out, you decide what is still available to you. Don't stop, and you keep going. And by the end, you've got a 4-minute workout, one that you can repeat up to 20 minutes, and have an awesome strength, strong day.